Ho, 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 come in close, my merry friends. Pull your blankets up, wiggle into your coziest spot, and let your heart settle in, because tonight's story is about a quiet little koala with a very important voice. Far away in sun-warmed eucalyptus forest, where the leaves smelled fresh and minty and the branches swayed gently in the breeze, there lived a young koala named Kobe. Kobe was soft, gray, round-eared, and wonderfully gentle. He had a little black nose shaped like a gumdrop and eyes that looked as if they were always thinking kind thoughts. Kobe loved many things. He loved climbing slowly to the best branches. He loved nibbling eucalyptus leaves while watching clouds drift by. He loved listening to birds sing in the morning. He loved stories. Oh, did Kobe love stories. Every evening the animals of Willow Gum Grove gathered beneath the oldest eucalyptus tree, a tall, wide-branched beauty called Grandmother Gum. There, while the sky turned orange and pink, the animals shared stories from their day. Millie the magpie told dramatic tales about shiny things she had found. Baxter the wombat told stories that always somehow involved snacks. Ruby the kangaroo told adventures from the meadow. And Kobe, well, Kobe listened. He was very good at listening. He listened with his ears, he listened with his eyes, he listened with his heart, but he almost never spoke. Not because he had nothing to say. Oh no, my friends. Kobe had plenty to say. His thoughts were full of ideas, questions, stories, and a little joke that made him smile to himself. But when it came time to speak out loud, his voice would hide. It would tuck itself behind his ribs, pull a blanket over his head, and whisper, "Not today." One evening, Millie the magpie flopped onto a branch and said, "I found a spoon shining in the grass. It was magnificent. I looked at myself in it and saw a very important bird." "You always see a very important bird," said Baxter. "That is because I am consistent," said Millie. Everybody laughed. Kobe laughed too, softly. Then Ruby the kangaroo hopped forward and, "I saw a rainbow over the creek," she said. It looked like the sky was smiling. Kobe's heart warmed. He wanted to say, maybe rainbows are bridges for dreams. That was a lovely thought, the very Kobe kind of thought. And when he opened up his mouth, nothing came out. His ears grew warm, his paws squeezed the branch, and the moment paused. Later that night, Kobe's grandmother, Nana Cora, climbed beside him. Nana Cora had silver fur around her eyes, around her ears, kind eyes, and the calm way of someone who had seen many seasons and knew most worries eventually got tired and sat down. "You had something to say tonight," she said gently. Kobe looked at his paws. "How did you know?" "Your eyes leaned forward." "No, your ears leaned forward." "My ears tell on me?" "They do," Nana Cora said. "Very chatty things, ears." Kobe smiled a little. "I wanted to say something about the rainbow." "What stopped you?" Kobe shrugged. "My voice feels small." Nana Cora nodded. "Small voices still matter." Kobe sighed. "But what happens if everybody looks at me?" "They might." "What if I say it wrong?" "You might." "What if they laugh?" Nana Cora smiled softly. "Then perhaps you will learn that laughter is not always unkind." Kobe leaned against her. "I wish speaking was easy as thinking." Nana Cora patted his paw. It can become easier, but a voice grows stronger when it's used. Colby thought about that as the stars blinked away in the trees. The next morning, Willow Gum Grove buzzed with excitement. The special event was coming, the Giant Grove Gathering. Once every season, animals from nearby forest patches came together for games, food, songs, stories, and the famous Leaf Lantern Parade. It was one of the happiest days in the forest. This year, the young animals were asked to help plan it. Ruby bounced up and down. "We need races." Baxter nodded. "And snacks." "You say that every meeting," Millie said. "And every meeting needs snacks," Baxter replied. The young animals gathered beneath Grandmother Gum. Ruby took charge right away. "I'll plan the hopping games." Millie fluffed her feathers. "I'll decorate the welcome arch with shiny things." Baxter raised a paw. "I'll test the food." "You mean eat it," Ruby said. "Testing is important," said Baxter. Everybody started talking at once. Ideas flew through the air like leaves in a windy dance. Colby sat quietly on a low branch, listening at first. The ideas sounded fun. Then they began to grow and grow and grow. Ruby wanted a hopping race that went from the meadow to the creek and back. Millie wanted reflective decorations everywhere. Baxter wanted a snack table so big it might need its own map. Then someone suggested holding the Leaf Lantern Parade near the old creek path. Colby's ears perked up. The old creek path. He knew that path. It was narrow. Some roots stuck up, and after the rain, the stones became slippery. It wasn't dangerous if animals walked slowly in daylight, but for a parade at dusk, with little ones carrying lanterns, Colby's stomach tightened. He wanted to say, maybe we should use the meadow path instead. He opened his mouth. Ruby said, the creek path will look beautiful. Millie said, the lanterns will sparkle in the water. Baxter said, will the snack table be near the creek? Colby tried again, but everybody kept talking. His voice shrank smaller. The meeting ended with cheering. The creek path it is, Ruby declared. Colby climbed down slowly. Nana Cora was waiting nearby. Your ears leaned forward again, she said. Colby sighed. I think the creek path might be hard for the little ones. Did you tell them? I tried. Did you speak loudly enough for them to hear? Colby looked at his paws. No. Nana Cora nodded kindly. That is different from trying all the way. Colby frowned a little. I don't want to interrupt. Speaking up kindly is not the same as interrupting, Nana Cora said. Sometimes it's carrying out loud. Colby repeated that softly, carrying out loud. That afternoon, Colby practiced, not in front of everyone. Oh no, that felt like, too much. He started with a beetle on a leaf. I think the meadow path may be safer, he whispered. The beetle continued walking. Colby decided beetles are not encouraging audiences. Next, he practiced with a sleepy lizard. I have a suggestion, Colby said. The lizard yawned and blinked one eye. Better. Colby practiced with Nana Cora. He stood on a small rock and said, Excuse me, friends. I think the meadow path might be safer for the little ones. Nana Cora clapped softly. Very good, Colby swallowed. It sounded shaky. Shaky is still spoken, she said. The next morning, the young animals met again to make signs. Kobe sat with a paintbrush, carefully lettering a sign that said, "Leaf Lantern Parade this way." His brushwork was neat because quiet koalas often became very good at careful things. Ruby hopped over. "That looks great, Kobe." Kobe smiled, "Thanks." Millie landed nearby with a string of shiny bottle caps. "These will make the arch stunning." "They might be too bright," Kobe said softly. Millie didn't hear him. "What was that?" Kobe froze. He could say nothing. That was easy. He had said nothing many times, but he remembered Nana Cora's words, carrying out loud. He took a breath. "I said they might be too bright near the lanterns. The little ones might look up and trip." Millie blinked. Then she looked at one of the bottle caps. "Oh!" Kobe's heart thumped. He had upset her. But Millie tilted her head. "That's actually a very sensible thing to say." "It is?" "Yes. I can put them higher above the path, not beside it." Kobe blinked. "Oh, good." Millie smiled. "Thank you, Kobe." "Thank you." Those two words landed warmly in Kobe's chest. He had spoken, and the sky had not fallen, not even a twig. Later, Baxter asked if the snack table should have 4 kinds of berry cakes or 5. Kobe softly said maybe 4, and some plain leaves too for the babies. Baxter stared. "Plain leaves? At a festival?" "Some babies like simple food." Baxter thought this over very seriously. "Well," he said, "we must respect tiny stomachs." So plain leaves were added. Kobe's voice felt a little less hidden, but the creek path still worried him. That evening he climbed onto the branch where he could see the path below. It had rained earlier, the stones glistened, and a young wallaby hopped along the edge, slipped a little, and caught herself. Kobe sat up straight. That was enough. He knew what he needed to do. The next morning, the whole planning group gathered for final decisions. Ruby stood proudly beside the parade map. "Well, we'll begin at the welcome arch, follow the creek path, past the big fern bend, and at the end of the story circle." Everybody nodded. Kobe's heart pounded. His paws felt damp. His ears felt enormous. He could hear his own thoughts saying, "Not ready, too many eyes, maybe someone else will say it," but nobody else did. Nana Cora stood nearby, not pushing, not speaking for him, just watching with kind eyes. Kobe took one breath, then another. He raised his paw. It was not high enough. More of the medium raise. But Ruby saw it. "Yes, Kobe?" Every face turned. Kobe's voice tried to run away. He almost let it. Then he remembered the little ones, the lanterns, the slippery stones, and he spoke. "I think we should change the parade route." The clearing went quiet. Ruby blinked. "Change it? But the creek path is beautiful." "It is," Kobe said, his voice trembling. "But after rain it gets slippery. Some little ones may have trouble carrying lanterns there. The meadow path is wider, softer, and still pretty. We could place water bowls with floating flowers nearby so the lanterns still reflect." No one spoke for a moment. Kobe's stomach flipped. Then Millie said, "That's a good idea." Baxter nodded. "And the snack table will be easier to reach from the meadow." Ruby looked at the map. At first her face seemed disappointed. Kobe worried that he had hurt her feelings. But then Ruby smiled. "You're right," she said. "I want it to look beautiful, but safe matters more. The meadow path it is." Kobe let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. Nana Cora's ears twitched with pride. Millie fluttered over. "Kobe, you just saved me from hanging shiny decorations in mud." Baxter nodded gravely. and save snacks from possible creek dampness. That too, Kobe said, smiling. The day of the Great Grove gathering arrived bright and clear. Animals came from all around. There were wallabies, possums, kookaburras, lizards, wombats, sugar gliders, parrots, and more koalas than anybody could politely count. The welcome arch shimmered, but not too low. The snack table had berry cakes, seed biscuits, plain leaves, and one mysterious pudding Baxter called experimental. "Does it taste good?" asked Ruby. Baxter looked thoughtfully. "It tastes brave." No one asked further questions. The games were joyful. Ruby led the hopping races. Millie hosted a shiny object guessing game, although she guessed all the answers herself because she had brought the shiny objects. Kobe helped younger ones make leaf lanterns with soft glowing firefly safety lights tucked inside, and a tiny possum named Pippa held up her lantern. "Mine is crooked." Kobe looked at it. It has personality." Pippa smiled. "Like Baxter's pudding?" "Less mysterious," Kobe said. As evening arrived, the leaf lantern parade began. The meadow path glowed beautifully. The lanterns bobbed gently in the dusk. Floating flower bowls reflected the lights like tiny pods of stars. Little ones walked safely beside parents and grandparents, the air filled with soft singing. Ruby leaned over it. "Kobe, you were right. This is beautiful." Kobe smiled. "Your idea helped too." "Our idea," Ruby said. That made Kobe's chest warm. At the story circle, Grandmother Gum's branches swayed overhead. The animals settled in. Nana Cora took the first story. "There's an elder wombat." Then an elder wombat told a funny tale about losing his hat and finding it being used as a nest. Everybody laughed. Then Ruby hopped forward. "I think Kobe should tell us how we chose the meadow path." Kobe froze. "Oh no," he whispered. Millie nodded. "Yes." He spoke up. Baxter added and defended the snack table from creek tragedy. Everybody looked at Kobe. At first, thought was familiar. "I'm not ready." Then he saw Pippa the possum holding her crooked lantern. Then he saw Ruby smiling. He saw Millie's shining decorations glittering above the arch. He saw Nana Cora. And he realized his voice didn't have to be loud to matter. It only had to be honest. So Kobe climbed onto a low root. "I was scared to say something," he began. The clearing grew quiet. He told them how he worried about the creek path, how he had practiced with a beetle and a lizard, and how the beetle had been a very poor listener. That got a laugh. Even Kobe laughed. He told them how Nana Cora had said speaking up could be caring out loud. Then he looked around and said, "I learned that a quiet voice can still help, especially when it speaks for kindness." For a moment, everything was still. The animals clapped, stomped, chirped, and cheered. Pippa waved her crooked lantern. Kobe helped us. Kobe's ears turned warm, but this time he didn't hide. He smiled, a real proud, gentle smile. That night, as the stars appeared above Willow Gum Grove, Kobe sat beside Nana Cora. "You spoke beautifully," she said. My voice shook. "Yes," she said, and it still worked. Kobe leaned against her. "I think I understand now." "What do you understand?" "Speaking up doesn't mean being the loudest." Nana Cora smiled. "Nope, it means saying what matters." "Yes." and sometimes it helps others feel brave too. Nana Cora wrapped an arm around him. That's the best kind of voice. From that day on, Kobe was still quiet. He still listened more than he talked. He still thought about speaking, and he still sometimes practiced important words on beetles, though he never expected much from them. But when something mattered, Kobe spoke, sometimes softly, sometimes shakily, sometimes with ears so warm they could have toasted a biscuit. But he spoke, and the animals learned to listen, because they knew when Kobe used his voice, it came from a thoughtful heart. Years later, when younger koalas worried that their voices were too small, Kobe would sit with them beneath grandmother gum and say a quiet voice is not an empty voice. It may be full of care. Then he would smile and add, but perhaps practice on something better than a beetle. And everybody would laugh, because laughter, like courage, helps the heart open just a little wider. And that, my merry friends, is how a quiet little koala learned that speaking up wasn't about making noise. It was about sharing kindness, truth, and the courage that they were needed most. Here's the moral of the story. Speaking up does not mean being loud, perfect, or unafraid. It means having the courage to share what matters with kindness, honesty, and care. A quiet voice can still protect others, solve problems, and bring people together when it comes from a thoughtful heart. When we believe our words have value and use them to help, we discover that our voices are stronger than we ever imagined. What an awesome story, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. And remember, like and follow on my YouTube channel and share these stories with your friends. I wish they were here listening just like you are. So I hope you're having an awesome day, and come back for another wonderful story by Santa Papa John at Storytime by Santa.